evening. This is Francesco Abbruzzino and my lovely wife, Lisa. And guess what? I've talked her into doing a cooking show. As I've told you on previous shows, she is the cook in the house, not me. So, today we're going to make some carbonara. Carbonara, thank you. I speak what I say in Italian-American ease. That's my dialect. All right, Lisa, where did you learn this recipe? Wasn't it from my sister Rosa?
I did. I learned how to make it when we lived in Calabria, Italy.
Okay.
And it's every part of Italy makes it a little bit of a different way. So
a little bit of a different way.
Southern Calabria.
And let me tell you something. The Romans, everyone says it was founded and came out of Rome. That's wrong. This is a Calabrese meal. Calabrese carbonara. All right. So, our Carbonara Calabrese. What kind of ingredients are going to go into this, Lisa?
The first thing of cheese that I use is the Italian Grana Padano, or you can use the Reggiano Parmesan. And you'll need fresh shallots.
Can you use onions or the shallots?
Fresh shallots is a must.
Okay.
And then I use a regular whipping cream.
All right.
And eggs.
Eggs. Are those organic, hon?
Yes. And your cracked black pepper.
Okay.
And then I get the boar's head pancetta.
Now, what's a pancetta all about? Is that a little...
It's a smoked bacon. It's like an Italian bacon.
Okay.
It's already cooked.
All right.
Smoked. And then organic olive oil. Always the Barilla pasta. When we lived in Italy, they even use it there. And that's it for the ingredients.
Why do you have chicken out, Lisa?
Because my daughter doesn't eat pasta.
So you guys are in for a treat tonight. We're going to make some breaded chicken, too, and fry it up with some olive oil, unless she decides to go healthy and bake it for our lovely Isabella. So, for Frankie and Lisa, that's basically what we're going to do tonight. I hope you'll enjoy it. So give us a little bit of time. We'll prepare for it, and we'll be right back. All right, we're back. This is Francesco and Lisa, and we're back cooking. What are we cooking, Lisa?
Pasta carbonara.
Pasta carbonara, Calabrese style. Okay, but first, what I had to do is prepare the chicken for our lovely daughter Isabella. So what I did is cut up a couple fillets, put on some breadcrumbs with some formaggio, some eggs, dip it in the egg into the breadcrumb onto here. This is the healthy way of cooking it. And then we're going to put it in the oven. We do it at 350 for 35 minutes. So let me go ahead and get that started for her. We preheated the oven already. I'm going to get the timer going. And now, Lisa, what are we going to do first to get your project underway?
Okay. First thing is, as soon as you're ready to start the pasta carbonara, I start the water. Because by the time the water's done, the pasta goes in is done, the actual carbonara part is finished and you can put it all together.
Now, Lisa, that pancetta is pretty salty, so do we put salt in the water like we do with our normal pastas?
No salt in the water because the pancetta is very salty, plus the cheese is also very salty, so you do not want to add any salt to your water. And earlier I had said that I use olive oil, and I was off. I'm always using olive oil. I actually use a tablespoon and a half of unsalted butter. So that's what we're going to start with.
All right, why don't we go through all the ingredients real quick?
So we need a tablespoon and a half of unsalted butter.
Okay.
And this is the pancetta that I showed you earlier. I got it at the deli at Publix, and I get about a slab this big, and I chop it up into little pieces. And then this is a cup and a half of the Parmesan cheese, any type of Parmesan you want to use. And then
I would not use my Locatelli that I told you guys I prefer earlier. It's a lot more salty, and if you put in this, it's going to make it really salty. So stick with what Lisa told you earlier.
And then this is 2 shallots minced up completely, and the cracked black pepper. And I put it on the high. I like the big chunks. This I've already done is 3 eggs and about 3 tablespoons of a heavy whipping cream and lots of cracked pepper. Again, to your taste. I like the pepper with the salt. And then, you know, the onion or the
shallots.
All right. Okay, I'm nervous. Anyway, so I put pepper to taste, but I prefer lots of black pepper.
Now, one thing I wanted to point out, too, is on her pancetta, if you'll look at how small she slices it up there on the camera, it's in the little tiny pieces, okay? And the key to this is when she starts cooking is making sure you don't burn it. All right? So, what's next, Lisa?
Let's start. We're going to go ahead and put our water on.
All right, she's putting the water on right now. She's going to bring it to the boil. As you should know, it takes about 10 minutes to boil. And
then I'll start. I always start it on high to get it, just to get the pan going.
Okay.
And go ahead and put your butter in there. And again, it's a tablespoon and a half.
All right, and hopefully my production assistant Isabella is getting all this in the camera, and it's focused very well with the pen and everything. Okay, she does such a great job. Isabella Abbruzzino, production assistant extraordinaire.
I'm going to go ahead and add the cheese to the egg because I use this all at one time.
All right, let me get out of your way. So you combine that into the egg automatically.
Automatically.
Huh? All right.
And this feeds about 4 or 5 people.
Now you've already grinded the pepper into the egg too, right?
Yes,
Okay.
I've already added that. But I kind of look at it, and if I don't see a lot of black, I add more because I really love the black pepper in it. Just with the shallots, it's so good.
All right, when you're done whipping that up for consistency, why don't we give them a shot?
And that's the consistency. You can add a little more cheese, a little less. It's really to your taste. This is kind of the perfect match for us. And I don't see a whole lot of black, so I'm going to add a little bit more black pepper.
And did you know that this is actually from Carbonara, which is an Italian word for charcoal burner, and a lot of charcoal burner, I mean. And a lot of people think that this meal was created for a lot of the individuals in Italy that were in the coal mines and working the charcoal out there. Again, the Romans tried to take it. It's a Calabrese. And my sister, mia sorella, which is sister in Italian, will tell you that this is Calabrese. And at Casa Mia or Casa Abbruzzino, everything's Calabrese. I tell everyone, when you walk in that door, you're in Calabria.
Okay. So as soon as the butter starts to halfway melt, I'll go ahead and put it in.
All right. I was going to have you pick that up and show the consistency. So she dumps that in. Let me take that from you.
I got a piece in there.
All right. And then basically the butter's starting to melt, and she spreads around the pancetta so that it's in the whole pan. This is the key part. You don't want to burn the pancetta, so you really got to pay attention to it. What happens when it burns, Lisa? This flavor?
It's okay. It's like burnt bacon. You know, it's that same type of flavor.
Yeah.
And I just kind of twist it around and get the butter all over it. We get a lot of the grease from the fat in the pancetta. And as soon as that comes to a really high sizzle, then I'll lower it a little bit so it's not going too crazy.
And the thing is with pancetta, when we were living over in Italy in Calabria, we couldn't get bacon. So Lisa would buy the pancetta in these long strips, and she had a meat slicer, and she would try to slice it down and make me bacon and eggs. Because in Italy, as many of you may or may not know, when you go to the American hotels, they give you an American buffet with eggs and stuff, but you really don't have that in Italy. They don't eat breakfast. They'll eat like toast or
They like a continental breakfast.
Yeah, continental
Fruit,
breakfast.
yogurt.
So she's bringing that to a nice little sizzle. And again, I can't put enough emphasis on making sure you're watching it for so that it doesn't burn. Now, what brought this about? Rosa teaching me this over in Italy. Was it Rosa or was it my stepmom Maria?
Actually, it was Susanna.
Susanna, that's my other sister in Italy. And what brought it on? Just she wanted.
It's their go-to meal, like a Friday night, kind of like we get pizza. When they're in a rush, they got other things going on. It's just a quickie, put-together dinner.
Now
I've lowered the heat a little bit, so it's not sizzling as much, down to about halfway.
Now, what's one thing you told me they added eggs for in their meals? If you want to share that on there.
Well, back in the day, they couldn't afford meat, so they would use eggs as the protein, and that's why you see a lot of lasagna with egg in it.
Yeah, and that's something you don't see here in the States, and it's something that freaked me out when I first went there. My stepmom, Maria, and this was actually back, 93, Lisa, when we first went? We went over to Germany. They were working out of Frankfurt. And my stepmom, Italian moms are great. They want to please you in every way. And it drives my wife crazy because in Italy and Calabria, the man is the heart of the house there. And I get catered on. And when I come back here, she tells me I'm just spoiled. So, basically what they would do is, she said, what kind of meal would you want? She'd make me any kind of homemade meal. And I remember when we were in Frankfurt, she made me homemade lasagna pasta. She was out there making the noodles and everything. And she brought it down to the table. And what was it, Lisa? There was eggs, and what else?
No meat.
Weren't there peas in it?
Yeah.
Peas and no meat. And I was like, what the heck is this? So it was a little different than what I was used to, but it was still great. One thing, if I go back to Italy, which I probably will, more than likely, one of the key things I want to do is bring you guys into the kitchen of my sisters and stepmom and see how they make their special meal. Susanna likes pizza. Rosalinda is an awesome cook at everything.
Yeah, but the only problem with cooking over there and cooking here is the ingredients are completely different.
Ingredients are totally different there, and what we call organic, they call natural there. And it's funny, if and when I do go back, I'll bring in a film camera into the meat shop where Salvatore is. Great guy. And you'll see all these fresh meats just hanging up in the bag, and that's the grocery store, which is completely different here in the United States. So how are we coming along on that?
Good. What we're going to do is we're going to brown it, just like you're making a nice crispy brown bacon. And right before it gets to that nice brown is when I'll throw the shallots in. I'll throw the shallots in, and then I turn it off. And then because the pan stays hot for a while, and I stir fry it around, because you don't want to burn the shallots either, because that'll add a very bitter taste.
All right. And how close are we coming to that? What's the average time it takes to cook?
You know what? I don't know.
Because right now we've been cooking it for what, about 8 minutes?
No, not even.
And it's looking pretty
I'll pick some up and bring it over so they can see the color.
Yeah, get a good close-up for that consistency.
Yeah.
And you know, it's weird. A lot of times the butter, whenever I seem to cook in butter, it burns off. Probably because I'm a freak cooking on high. I've noticed with Lisa, she's still got a pretty good deposit there. Now, this could be, is that part of the grease with
the
the
pancetta? Well, yeah, you have the grease mixed with the butter.
Okay, and that's what adds to the flavor?
It to not burn.
Okay, so you got the butter, the pancetta grease, and all that flavoring is just coming together?
Yeah.
Okay. It looks like we're pretty close to getting there, huh?
Yeah.
It's pretty browned up right now. It almost looks...
Not quite.
It almost looks like a potato hash brownie.
Yeah.
Now, once we do get this browned, what's the next step in the whole process here? Do we add the eggs, cheese combo there?
No, we're going to put the shallots on.
Okay, the shallots.
Shallots go on, we turn it off.
Oh, they're over
there. And I'll
there.
stir fry it around, stir fry it around, stir fry it around. Once this pasta is complete, and we'll drain the pasta, you put the pasta directly in here, I'll put the heat back on, and we'll add the egg mixture and do a quick stir fry. You don't want to overdo it because it'll become scrambled eggs. And I will not lie, sometimes it becomes scrambled eggs over pasta.
Yeah, and I have to tell you, if you ever go to Made in Italy, great. Pepe's great, and I love most of her food there. But I tried this carbonara there, and I'm spoiled because it was nothing like my sister and Lisa's. This blows theirs away.
Everybody likes it a little different.
Again, I think Pepe's from the Rome area. We're from southern Italy.
Are you want to pan over here so they can see the brownness of it?
Yeah, you got to pick it up and try to show it to them. My focus is broken, as you guys all know. I'm trying to do a new camera. So, not that close on. Right about here and put it at an angle.
You can see that brown color, like a nice crispy brown bacon. So I'm going to put the shallots on now.
That looks good, I tell you. This dish is
awesome.
awesome.
And the smell is so good.
Right, so here we go with the shallots.
Hit.
All right, so she's tossing in the shallots, and we're going to just mix that around.
Yep. And I turn it off. As soon as I put the shallots in, I turn off the heat. Because the pan will stay hot enough.
All right.
Because again, you do not want to burn the shallots.
Once you get that mixed in,
I don't like
put it up for a good view. You can just tilt it from there, on your camera. Will show you that. Look at that. Whoa. And I tell you, I wish you guys could smell it here. It just smells awesome.
And I just keep stir frying it around, just like a stir fry.
All right, now
let it sit a little bit.
You let it sit a little bit. Is there a secret? Do you do it until the shallots are brown?
Well, yeah, until they start to turn a very light brown.
A very light brown.
Very light brown.
And what's that take about how many minutes?
I have no idea.
You have no idea. That's good. So you just wing it.
I wing it.
That's great.
Our water's almost ready too.
All right. The water's almost ready. As you guys know, once you put the noodles in, it takes about 10 minutes. Spaghetti that we're using, maybe 8 minutes. I like mine al dente. Mia moglie, which is my wife, she likes it a little bit softer, and same with my daughters.
And some people like to also add, either do like an angel hair pasta, like the lighter, very skinny pasta, or spaghetti, or just the regular. We just do the regular size spaghetti.
And it's all in the mood. A lot of times I like doing the ziti and rigatoni, but the kids and Lisa like those spaghetti, so I'll go ahead and whatever they want because she's cooking, and you don't want to upset the wife. Boy, that's just looking awesome right now, though, Lisa.
That smells so good. I can't stand it.
Now, with most of my pastas, I always like having I'll drink my organic red wine or something. I'd rather have that than the Coke. It's good to have a glass of wine at dinner. It's good health-wise. I think it's awesome. Lisa doesn't drink, so she just observes me. She does the Coke thing. I'm trying to get off of it. Unfortunately, I still do drink a Coke when I eat other stuff. Just with pasta, for some reason, I like wine. Yeah. I don't know if that's an Italian thing or what.
Our water's boiling.
All right. So we got the water boiling.
So we're going to go ahead and move the egg over.
Mix up with Lisa. Lisa's moving the egg over. Step-by-step process, folks. This is exciting stuff.
Again, no salt in the water.
All right. Yeah, you want, that is very key, because we add salt in the water whenever we do our pasta, and I know I put emphasis on that on another cooking show. With this, you really don't. This stuff gets really salty. That pancetta really brings it out, and like she said, the cheese, which is why you don't want to use locatelli for this. You want to use Reggio, and in this
or
case,
the grana padano or something.
Yeah, this
very
gets used
similar
to
the Reggiano.
Excellent.
Okay. See, and that's still sizzling a little bit, even though that burner's off.
Yeah, it's been off for a few minutes, and it's still going.
Shallots are turning a nice golden color.
Yeah, and I didn't realize that you turned it off.
Always turn it off. And then I let it sit till the pasta's ready, and then I'll turn it back on.
All right, so why don't we do this?
Why don't we get it shut off?
Yeah, why don't we show them basically what it looks like combined there. Do a little tilt. We'll take a cut here, and then we'll come back and show you as we finish up the final product and set it out to the table, because then it will be time to mangiare. So, Lisa, why don't we show them real quick just what it looks like.
Okay.
And
that's a nice golden color.
We add the egg just before the pasta, right?
Nope, you put the pasta in first. I actually also reserve a little half cup of the water, just in case I need to thin it out a little.
All right.
And then after the pasta hits, we're going to throw that in and stir fry.
All right. So, for Francesco and Lisa Abbruzzino, we shall be back in about, I don't know, 5-10. Okay, we're back. The Abbruzzino family. The noodles are ready. The pancetta's ready. Lisa, why don't you show
I reserved like a little cup of water from the pasta water.
All right, so about a quarter cup of water.
And there you see the nice golden shallot and the nice crispy bacon.
Looking good, looking good.
I just put the heat back on.
Now, what'd you put it on, Lisa?
I put it on almost to the high.
Almost to the
Because
high.
we're going to throw the pasta and the egg right in there.
All right.
So we want the pan nice and hot.
All right.
And then we're going to stir fry it.
All right, so do you want me to empty the water now?
Yep, go ahead and empty the water.
All right, so I'm emptying the water in the colander. Now, I normally don't rinse my pasta because...
no, never.
No, never.
Because the starch in it's going to stick to it.
So you're the same way, huh?
Yeah, you never.
You would think after being married 24 years and together for 28 years, I would know all this stuff about Lisa.
Get all that water.
But I'm learning new stuff all the time. All right.
All right,
What do I do?
Go ahead and throw it right in here.
Right in there, okay.
All right, got that right in there. So you throw the pasta right in.
Oh, I hear it sizzling up.
And then we're going to throw our egg right in there.
All right.
And then I'm going to turn it off again. We already got it hot. And just stir fry it around.
Just stir fry it around, huh?
That's it.
That looks awesome.
Now, it seems the egg's going pretty fast, so I'm going to add a little of this water.
So you have extra water in case the eggs
Just to make it a little bit, yeah.
You
We don't want the scrambled eggs.
Boy, that looks good.
Yeah. Yeah, so you want to get that bacon in there. You want it where it's just cooked. You don't want the egg raw, especially today. And that's it.
All right.
You just want to make sure it's mixed real good.
So you mix it up really good, and the next step would be, I guess, putting it in the bowl?
Yep.
All right.
I'm going to put it in the bowl. And it's ready. You want it moist. You don't want it dry and scrambly. It's a little scrambly, but that happens sometimes. Doesn't matter. The taste is fabulous. Here we go.
All right, so let's go ahead and put her in the bowl.
Put her in the bowl.
Put her in the bowl.
That's it. Buon appetito.
Buon appetito. Okay, so that's it. Next thing you'll know, we'll be out at the table. I'll probably show you how I do this chicken real quick, and then we'll meet you out at the dinner table. So, tutti familia con mangiare. All right, and that's it. Thanks. All right, Lisa's bringing the pasta over to the table. I got the chicken now, so we're going to go ahead and take it out. One thing I did want to note that will not be on this film is we basically took the chicken and added a a little bit of organic olive oil on it and then put it back in for another minute or two just to make it moist, and we did just a little bit like that. So you may want to do that. We didn't have time to incorporate that into the film. So basically you take the patties. Now this is a healthy way of making it versus frying it up in olive oil. Everything we cook is olive oil based in So you do that. We have the old lemon already cut up. The daughters, they like this. This is my bit of taste of Sorrento. When we're done with the lemon, generally we'll put it down the sink with some ice just to help with the smell. And this is plenty of lemon right there, as my wife is telling me on the backside. We'll bring that out there, and the next time you'll see us, we'll be at the table eating. All right, we're back. It's time to mangiare Casa Abbruzzino. I got my La Vecchia organic wine. There's one thing missing. We got the food, the cheese. The Villa Familia! My family's gone again. Come